Aussie lot, it's your boy the Blade Runner, and we are doing a ridiculous review today. This review is, I think it's quite ridiculous for the fact that I'm going to be comparing a Wahl clipper to a Kemei clipper. The Wahl clipper we're going to be talking about is the good old rock steady Wahl Senior, and it's going to be going against the Kemei 3705. This is the new clipper they've actually brought out. Now, if you said to me a year ago, do a Kemei clipper review versus a Wahl Senior review, I would have laughed. I wouldn't do one because at that point, Kemei just wasn't good enough. You know, I've done a few reviews on the Kemei clippers and they're okay to quite good at best. At worst, they're absolute rubbish. And one of my videos actually smashed it up with a hammer. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to put it into different categories. We're going to go with price, we're going to go with packaging, we're going to go with design, ergonomics and weight, battery life, the blade, very important, what it's like to zero gap, if it can be zero gap at all, what it's like to fade, and also what the power is like. So anyway, let's talk about the actual price. Now these go for about £150 average, some a bit more, some a little bit less, but let's call it £150 just to be on that, keep it 150. I bought these on AliExpress for £30. Now some places they're charging more. £30 was the best price I could get it for. So yeah, if you look at these two clippers, I can get 5 of these to 1 of these. So this one definitely has to go to Kemei. Now let's talk about the packaging. Now with Wahl packaging, you know, it's in a box. You get a little cheap plastic inlet, or basically the clipper goes into, and you get the guards, and obviously you get the charger as well. And it's all quite basic. With this, when I opened it up, it comes in this beautiful box. And when you open up the box, it's all wrapped up nicely. You get a few guards, but they're not particularly great. And you get a charger with it. It's a USB charger, and they actually supply like a little UK plug for it to go into as well. So on packaging, I've got to give it to Kemei again. This is just ridiculous that I'm actually championing Kemei over Wahl. Next thing I want to talk about is the design and the ergonomics and the weights. The Wahl Senior weighs in at 370 grams, yeah? This weighed in at 399, so there is a little bit of difference in the weight. So if you like a heavier clipper, they're both good weight-wise. But the thing about this, compared to other Kemei clippers, is when you actually pick them up, they feel a bit empty, they feel a little bit hollow. This one feels so good in the hand, the balance is good, and it feels totally premium. I can't say too many, there's no bad things I can say about the design of this. It fits in the hand, it's got the little bit at the back there, so your fingers can fit nicely into it. I love the design on the front, and it's all metal housing. When you turn it on, look, you've got a little readout, not just for how much battery is left, but for how fast it's actually going, the RPM, so that's 6,500. What I like as well is, some people might not like this, yeah? It's got a click lever, but it is a good click lever, whereas when you look at the Wahl, it's got the floating lever. Both open up to about the same, so you're getting a good half out of it. So yeah, they open up to about the same, but yeah, the click lever on this is very, very good. The design of it is brilliant, but yeah, when you have it in your hand, you don't feel like it's going to break down in about a month's time. Some of the other clippers I've had from Kemei, they break. They don't have good longevity, but I really do feel it just feels like there's a lot more quality to this. So you can't beat the quality of a Wahl Senior, it's fantastic. But just for the fact it's got the little readout, it's got the metal lever, and what they've done, they fixed the problem with, not the problem, but with most Kemei clippers, to turn them on, you go up with the lever, you know, the power lever. With the new ones, they go down, just like you get with a Wahl. Okay, so that's the design and ergonomics. Again, I've got to give it to Kemei. It's just mental. Battery wise, these will last you 70 minutes from a 70-minute charge. These is 2.5 hour charge, but you get 5 hours run time. Also, what I like about this is when you turn on the Wahl and you adjust the lever, you get little power surges. With the Kemei, you don't. It's a solid power all the way through. So yeah, on battery, this is a given. This is an easy one. I'm giving it to Kemei. Now let's talk blade. So you get the Kemei blade on the clippers, and it comes with the original blade is absolute trash. They call it a black carbon blade. It's not meant to heat up. It just doesn't hit. It's not good. So what I did, I changed this over to the Wahl blade. Yeah, and this is what makes it an awesome clipper. So the blade on the Wahl, yeah, well, if it's not any good, I wouldn't have put it on. Go up with the lever, you know, the power lever. With the new ones, they go down, just like you get with a Wahl. Okay, so that's the design and ergonomics. Again, I've got to give it to Kemei. It's mental. Battery wise, these will last you 70 minutes from a 70-minute charge. These is 2.5 hour charge, but you get 5 hours run time. Also, what I like about this is when you turn on the Wahl and you adjust the lever, you get little power surges. With the Kemei, you don't. It's a solid power all the way through. So yeah, on battery, this is a given. This is an easy one. I'm giving it to Kemei. Now let's talk blade. So you get the Kemei blade on the clippers, and it comes with the original blade is absolute trash. They call it a black carbon blade. It's not meant to heat up. It just doesn't hit. It's not good. So what I did, I changed this over to the Wahl blade, yeah, and this is what makes it an awesome clipper. So the blade on the Wahl, yeah, well, if it's not any good, I wouldn't have put it onto my Kemei clipper, would I? So yeah, blade wise, totally giving this one to Wahl. That is an absolute no-brainer, yeah. But I've got the black carbon blade if you want it, it's somewhere around here. But yeah, you have to put the Wahl blade on this because the Kemei blade isn't good. So yeah, that's a point for Wahl. Happy days. Now, zero gapping. Obviously, we want to know if we can zero gap it. Yes, you can zero gap both of these clippers. For easiness on gapping, I'm going to give it to Wahl. What you get with the Kemei is when you actually undo it, it's almost like on a spring, like you get if you use the Babyless super motors. You know that as you undo it, the spring, it kind of it pushes back. So you think you've got it right, and then you do it up, it tightens, and the blade isn't aligned properly at all. But yeah, with the Wahl, it's just so easy to zero gap compared to the Kemei. So again, I'm going to give this to the Kemei. So that's another point. Okay, so let's talk about fading. This runs a little bit slower, and I find that when a clipper runs a little bit slower, it is better for fading. So you know, you can fade perfectly well with this clipper, great clipper. But I just find that fading with the Wahl, plus you've got the clicks on it, it just makes it a little bit better. I would say Kemei, edge it again very slightly. Now power-wise, you've got to give it to the Wahl Senior. It's 6,500 RPM, in other words how many times it goes back and forwards a minute. Yeah, 6,500 I think this is. This says it's 6,500. It actually says that on the front. So although they're listed as having the same power, I would say the Wahl Senior does edge it. Both are going to take down bulk. Yeah, this is definitely the more powerful one. So if you're looking for the clipper that's an absolute beast, I would say go with the Wahl. This will take down weight better than what a magic clip will do. This is, so far, of all the Kemei clippers I've used, this has got awesome power. I mean, this is the Wahl Senior power. It's not 100% charged, granted. This is the Kemei one. It's got more than enough power, but if I'm judging it between the two, what's more powerful, you go with the Wahl Senior every single day of the week. So let's look at the points. Let's count them up. Wahl, the Senior, gets 3 points. This gets 5 points. How is this possible? But I can tell you now, I mean, I cut my son's hair earlier with this, yeah. It's fantastic. I lost 3% of the charge, yeah. But I put it back on charge, got it up to 100%. This will last you all day. I'm not bashing this clipper. I love this clipper. I've been using it a very long time, and it is a fantastic clipper, yeah. But who would have thought that Kemei could come out with a clipper that could actually rival the Wahl Senior? Yeah, so that's it, guys. Look, you might agree with me. If you're an absolute Wahlaholic, you're going to probably hate what I've said, but you know, as I said, I'm not sponsored by either of the companies. I'm not affiliated to any of the companies. It's just, yeah. I'm actually blown away. Now, on other reviews I've done about the Kemeis, I've always put it into different categories. Would it be a clipper that I would use as my main setup? Would it be one that would be a good backup? Would it be one that I would give away to friends? Would it be one that I would just, I don't know, smash up with a hammer or something horrible like that, yeah? This, you're not going to believe I'm going to say this, this is going to be on my main lineup, and it will probably be the clipper of choice that I use over my Wahls. Yeah, it's a strange review, it's a ridiculous review, but I'm just speaking the truth. You know, I'm speaking as I find. So guys, please do feel free to comment, ask any questions, and don't forget, hit that button and do subscribe. Anyway, I'm out of here, take it easy, see you later, bye.